So right now you're in a situation that you have sent the CVs and you are waiting to get accepted for a job interview. And now how do we get ready for one? So obviously we're going to be looking at commonly asked job interview question. There are some recruiters who might ask these questions directly to you, but maybe they're gonna ask a slightly different, little bit hidden version of them. It's just good to be ready for them, not because I personally don't like a lot of these questions, but the worst thing is to get stuck on them. So it's better to be ready, still make it sound natural, but just kind of like have an idea of how you want to answer. We're going to be talking specific about each questions in the next chapter, so get ready for those. Also, make sure you have a clear number when it comes to the salary that you want to be asked for. Again, the worst thing is you have a good job interview and out of nowhere the salary talk comes and you're like, this is not the place, this is not the moment. So be ready. Again, in the next following chapters, we're going to be talking about how to have even this conversation, how to know what number to ask for, etc., etc. And now also, let's have a look into the differences between if you're getting ready for an online job interview or an offline in-person. So what to get ready for? Let's first have a look into the online one, which I probably think it's very, very common at this moment. So first of all, some stuff I'm gonna say right now are very much the basics, but you want to make sure you're gonna double check them because we all know that during the time when you already have the interview, you don't want to have any technical issues. You don't want to find out that your microphone is not working, that your connection is not proper, that your webcam is not working. Make sure that you will look into all technical issues that you might potentially run into. Log in into the Zoom call or Teams call, whatever is the way how you're going to talk, how you're going to have the conversation. Log in a few minutes before. Even actually what you can do to log, not like 5 minutes before, maybe like half an hour to make sure that this is the time when the recruiter will not be there, just to see if you do have access to the link, and make sure that if you don't, come back to the company saying like it doesn't work. The worst is that when you're already nervous, it's already past the time when you're supposed to be there, and you find out it's not working. You might suddenly feel nervous that it's gonna look like you didn't come and whatever. So it's better to just sit before. And in case it doesn't work, let them know. Also, one thing that actually can be very, very useful, and it's a good part of having an interview online, is if you want to keep some notes. So whether it would be the interview with the recruiter or, a little bit further with someone else, on both Windows and Mac, you can have an app called Sticky Notes. Even actually, you need to look into what is available for you, but you can make some of them even, I forgot the word for it, transparent. You can even make them transparent. So in case, which probably will not happen during the job interview, but just in case you need to share your screen, let's say if you get to a further interview where it will be some kind of technical assessment. Again, I don't know if that would possibly happen in your case, but it's always better to have them transparent than not. Because even in the moment when you are sharing your screen, they cannot see your transparent notes. So it's part of some apps and it's part of the settings of the notes. Definitely take advantage of that, especially, even right now, I am looking at myself when I'm recording this. I'm not looking directly into the camera, but you can see that I'm still just looking, right? I'm looking into the front. And it might feel uncomfortable for you if you want to ask certain things, if you want to make sure that you respond certain things, because again, you might get nervous and forget. It's better to have the notes very close to the camera, so it doesn't feel like you're looking anywhere, like you're looking into something. And it might make the conversation a little bit more flowy. It might even be that maybe you had certain questions about the product or some other stuff that you wanted to ask about the company. And this way, if you have the notes there, you would just keep it in mind and make sure that you're going to ask all of your questions. Now, if you're about to go for an in-person meeting, again, the same as what I shared with the online meeting. I know that what I'm going to say right now are extra basics, but I still need to stress them. They're extremely important. And this is something that if you are not ready for it, it's just going to make you more nervous and you will not really enjoy the job interview, because job interview is something that you can actually have fun with and enjoy. So again, make sure that you're going to arrive there with some time before. For me, for example, there were several times when I actually did have to travel quite a while for a job interview. I sometimes did arrive even like 1 hour because I had connections of trains, and if the train is late, you don't want to mess it up because they were often late. So I would even walk around the block to make sure that I am actually making sure that I know where is the entrance, how to get there. And then you don't want to be standing there. So you can just hang out somewhere, go to a cafe, or just go for a walk, or whatever is your killing of time of choice. And then actually come there refreshed. The worst thing is that you want to be running late and being like full of sweat. Again, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Just make sure that you are proper and in all ways possible. Look in properly, that because again, it's a first impression, right? You want to give a good first impression. That you have proper clothes that's appropriate to a job interview, which, by the way, the same for an online interview. Sometimes people forget and they almost look like they just woke up. It's not the best first impression. Is it superficial? Yes, but that's unfortunately part of having a job interview. Yes, it is superficial. It is until you get to the depth. It is so much about the first impression, and often the first impression you do on a person is also subconscious, and it makes them feel about if you actually care about it or not. So it's a part of it. Be there on time, make sure that you're not stressed just before, and you can actually be relaxed when you get there.